People in Black Hollow used to say that if you ever saw the dead man walking after 2 a.m., never look directly at him. According to the stories, people who claimed to have seen him later became seriously ill, and a few were even rumored to have died under strange circumstances. In October 2023, I traveled to Black Hollow, a small village hidden deep within the forests of the United States. I had chosen the place because it was quiet and far away from the noise of city life. During the day, the village seemed completely normal. There were old wooden houses, a small diner, a grocery store, and long, empty roads stretching through the woods. But after sunset, everything changed. The streets became unusually quiet. People hurried home before it got too late, and the entire village seemed to fall into an uneasy silence. The first time I heard about the dead man was during my second evening there. I was having dinner inside a small diner when I overheard several elderly locals talking about a man who had supposedly been seen walking the roads after 2 a.m. At first, I assumed it was nothing more than a local ghost story, but what caught my attention was how serious everyone sounded. Nobody was laughing. Nobody was trying to entertain anyone. They spoke about it as if they were discussing a real person. Curious, I asked them what they meant.
One of the men looked at me and said, "If you're staying here long enough, you're gonna hear about him eventually." He then explained that decades ago, a local resident named Thomas Reed had died under mysterious circumstances near an old road outside the village. His body was found in 1978, but according to local rumors, that wasn't the end of the story.
Years later, people began reporting sightings of a man matching his description, walking alone through the darkness after 2 a.m. The strange thing was that every witness described the same details. A pale man, dressed in old clothes, walking slowly with his head lowered. The locals claimed the most famous sighting happened in 2012, when a visitor staying at a roadside motel reported seeing the figure through his window late at night. According to the story, the man appeared out of the fog shortly after 2 a.m. and walked down the empty road at an unnaturally slow pace. The witness later said there was something deeply unsettling about the way he moved, as if every step required effort. He watched the figure for several minutes before the man suddenly stopped in the middle of the road and slowly lifted his head toward the motel. Even from a distance, the witness felt as though he was being watched.
Moments later, the figure disappeared into the fog and was never seen again that night. The following morning, when the visitor described what he had seen, several locals immediately became nervous because his description matched dozens of reports that had been collected over the years. As I listened to the story, I still wasn't convinced anything supernatural had happened, but what bothered me was how many people seemed to believe it.
Over the next few days, I heard the exact same story from different residents, and each version matched the others almost perfectly. No dramatic changes, no exaggerated details, just the same account repeated again and again. That consistency was what made the legend difficult to ignore.